guys don't want their name out there. And there's a reason they talk to me, because a lot of guys want their message out there. So I never buy into the you can't use anonymous quotes. That's where you get 90% of your great crap. 90% of the good stuff I get is somebody that'll tell me something. I'm on my phone all the time, but they just don't want it out there, and they know they can trust me. Joy has the same kind of sources. So Bruce Feldman went out and he downloaded it a couple hours ago. Very interesting, or I did. He went and talked to 24 scouts and coaches on these quarterbacks. And they've got great quotes on all of them. So I'm going to give you some I agree with, some I don't agree with. But I will tell you this. Now I believe Mac Jones is going to the 49ers at 3rd. Because there's one thing said that's fascinating by multiple people. So let's start with the quotes. First, there's Trevor Lawrence. Here's the quote that jumped out to me. Said an anonymous scout, no-brainer top guy. I was trying to be critical, not just go with the flow. The more you study him and the other guys, he's the best by a wide margin. I agree with that. I think everybody else is a prospect. He's a prodigy, very LeBron-like. Then there's Zach Wilson, seen as the number 2 pick of the Jets. Said anonymous quarterback coaches, I definitely have concerns about the level of competition. He's not playing against an SEC defensive front or even Pac-12 or Big 12. Love the talent. There's a lot of risk there to me. You're watching him going, don't throw it, don't throw it. And then he does make plays. He's crazy on the field with his decisions. Another coach went on to say regarding Zach Wilson, he's really good, but the bad is really, really bad. By the way, it sounds a little like Sam Darnold, right? Didn't they just get rid of him? And when he goes to a bad team like the Jets and he's trying to win games, big concerns. I see a lot of, why would you even try that? I'd bet it doesn't work out with him. And unlike Trey Lance and Justin Fields, at least they're 6'4", 230 and can run. By the way, I do think Zach Wilson has the highest bust potential. Now we go to a third quarterback, a quarterback I actually know a little bit. I've met a couple of times, Trey Lance, says an anonymous quarterback coach. Several coaches actually said this. Tough evaluation, maturity A+, football IQ A+, team guy, very self-aware. He just needs to play more. To me, he has the biggest upside of anybody in the draft. This is what I believe. I think he has to sit a year, but I think he and Trevor Lawrence are really the eye-popping talents. I said this a year ago when I saw his tape. I said, he doesn't even look like any of the other players. Then there's Justin Fields. A lot of people are critical of Justin. I love the guy, but if he has to play this year, said a scout, that is scary. I have him rated 5th among the quarterbacks. Super efficient, very productive, 6'3", runs a 4.4. I'm not sure he sees the field that well. I may disagree, but there's a lot of criticism with him with scouts. They worry a lot about, and I hear this a lot, seeing the field, blah, 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 whatever. And then there's Mac Jones, and this is where it gets interesting. So everybody knows he's got an athletic ceiling. But this is what they're saying. And it all kind of is on the same thing. I am driving the bandwagon. I noticed something last year after Tua got hurt and Mac went in. They stopped running RPOs and started calling drop back stuff, pro stuff. I was like, oh, they trust him. But he's more than just that. I think he's the best thrower of the football by a lot. Other coaches go on to say anonymously, if I had to win right now, this year, he's the most advanced now of any of them. He's going to walk in day one, just flip terminology because he knows pro football because he was coached by a pro football guy, Sark. This is where it's really interesting. Another said, are Mac Jones' physical tools worthy of being a top 5 pick or even a first rounder? I don't know. But if you tell me I have to win now, I think the physicals are good enough. I mean, the kid had 4 picks, completed 77% in a pro system. Who does that against top college competition? So this is where it's interesting. So I've told you, I believe whoever goes to the Niners, whoever it is, will succeed. I think Trevor Lawrence and whoever goes to the Niners will succeed. I know I'm going to lose the Mac Jones argument initially. He's going to the most proven head coach and the win now roster. It's a Super Bowl roster. So I know whoever goes there is going to win now. And Mac Jones, I believe, is going to go there. My question's always been, the NFL's not about winning games. We would love Kirk Cousins if it was just about winning games. Tua had a better winning percentage last year, 6-3, than Justin Herbert, 6-9. It's not about winning games. It's about winning big games. That's why we roll our eyes at Mitch Trubisky, who, by the way, I'm not joking, look it up, has a better winning percentage today than Deshaun Watson. And they were drafted in the same class. It's not about winning games. It's about winning big. Kyle Shanahan's not about winning games. That's not it. So I think what will happen is initially the reaction for Mac Jones will be, hey, coward, told you could win. And then eventually the reaction will be, yeah, but there's a ceiling. He is Kirk Cousins. There's a ceiling. Now, but here's where I believe we have an official draft pick, Mac Jones to the Niners. So all those scouts are essentially saying the same thing. He's ready now. He's ready to play now. He comes out of an NFL coach, Saban, NFL coordinator, Sark, NFL wide receivers, NFL offensive linemen in the best conference in football. He's closest to winning now. And winning now is very important. Kyle Shanahan has been a head coach for 4 years. He has one winning season. He's got to win now. He's got to win now. Well, the ceiling. Well, this is a guy that says, listen, Kyle Shanahan's world. He's saying to himself, I beat Sean McVay with backups. I got to a Super Bowl the 1 year my quarterback was just standing up. I want to win now. I got to a Super Bowl and led Mahomes in the fourth quarter with Jimmy Garoppolo. All these quotes, it becomes very clear. Kyle Shanahan needs to win now, has to win now. Mac Jones can win now. He probably knows watching Trey Lance, he's got a higher ceiling. But he's probably saying he hasn't played the competition. He didn't have a pro coordinator. He didn't have a pro head coach. He didn't play at a conference against pros at Georgia and Auburn, LSU. So Kyle Shanahan's world is the 1 year I had a quarterback who was upright. I led in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. Hell, I'm beating Sean McVay with backups. Just give me a guy that can win now. This guy can win now. Also, what is the other element of San Francisco that's real? They're going to move off Garoppolo. You can't move off Garoppolo if you get Trey Lance. You may look at Justin Fields and say, I could move off Garoppolo, but probably a year in. If Mac Jones can win now, NFL coordinator in college, NFL head coach, NFL receivers, NFL defenses, SEC, if he's ready to win now, I could move Garoppolo in a week. I could move Garoppolo at the trading deadline and get back picks. Well, I mean, what would you get? I don't know. Sam Darnold got 3 picks. You don't think Garoppolo's going to get picks? So maybe Shanahan's saying, hey, yeah, guys like Coward are crushing me. I gave up the picks, but I'm going to get picks back when I move Garoppolo. Maybe I do it before the draft to a team like Washington, Chicago, or maybe we play Garoppolo 6 or 7 games, cross your fingers on his health. We're 5-1, we're 6-0, 5-1, and I can move him. Darnold got 3 picks. If he's 6-1, looks good, and is healthy, people forget a lot of stuff in this league. So I'm going to do a mock draft and Joel Klatt top of next hour. The win now thing, it's starting to make sense. Trevor Lawrence, Jags. Zach Wilson, Jets. Mac Jones, Niners. It's not necessarily what I do, but my job is to sort through